Bastards! Today I want to talk about how to make hardtacks. What are hardtacks? This is a hardtack. Why is it called a hardtack? Because it's very hard. Fuck. Yep. What's the thing about hardtacks? Well, they are popular in survival situations because they're actually just a simple type of hard baked bread that can be stored for a long, very long time. They even found types of hardtacks that can be stored to 100 years. What's the thing about hardtack? It's just the most simple way to make it. You just take flour, take water, mix it, and then bake and dry it for several hours on a low temperature, and then you get all the moisture out of the hardtack, and no bacteria or fungus can grow in it because there's no moist. And you have to be sure that no moist can get back from the atmosphere by seal it. But even then, it takes a long time if you store it in a dry, dark area. So, when were hardtack used? The most common use of hardtacks are in history is in the maritime and the ships. Because why? Because of the long journeys the people had to take in the 17th century. The problem was they needed food that you can store a long time. So this was hardtack was a perfect for this occasion. The hardtacks were also used for military expeditions, scientific expeditions throughout Africa or other wild, desolated places, and even in military use. Like example is the Civil War in America. These things were always the thing that soldiers ate the most, and sailors. But the problem is, like the name said, it's very hard. So I chose name for it was a thief breaker. Then why was it so useful? One would ask. Well, what a soldier or sailor would do is they would break a piece off and they would soak it in their coffee, their tea, or just water, so it's getting back moist enough so you can chew on it. A person can live 3 months solely on hardtacks because it's just flour and water. But after 3 months, it's getting dangerous. Why? Because there are no other nutrients in it. Just see it as a simple way of bread. There are no vitamins, not many vitamins. So I wouldn't recommend it to eat for more than 3 months, because otherwise you get things like scurvy and other food. How do you say that? Vitamin in related problems or other minerals. So it's just a handy way to store food for a long time in your preparedness stockpile. So I'm going to show you in the next clips the simple way how you're gonna make a hardtack at your home. I'm gonna warn, because I made this video after I baked, after I dried everything. So at one point I'm going to say it's going to take 1 hour. It's actually 4 hours on a 70 degrees Celsius. You have to dry this thing out. Just to be sure, you can try more. You can use an oven. You can use a dehydrator. If you are in a sunny country, you can use the sun, but make sure no bacteria or rain or other sources of moist can reach it while it's drying over there. So, by the power of editing, you will see the next clip right now. Just take some flour. it should be about it. Some salt, water. Start kneading it. Just you can just put water in it when it's too dry to knead till you at the right dryness yet substance to make it flat. Take smaller pieces and use a roller pin to make it as flat as possible. That way there cannot be any moisture in the center of the hardtack when you're going to dry it. Carve the edges till you get a square. You can leave it round or any shape that you want, but I find it more practical to have it in square rounds. Then you make cuts so the water vaporizes easier, and that way you can break pieces off easily once they are dried and hardened. I would suggest do it in this kind of pattern. That way you can break always off little pieces, put it in your coffee or tea, and then soak it and then bite it. So now we're going to dehydrate the hardtacks. You can put them just in an oven, put it on between 60 and 70 degrees for as long as 4 hours, perhaps less, depends on the wattage of your oven. But today I'm going to try to put it in a dehydrator. So we'll see how it becomes. You can see I'm also going to dry some potatoes from that survived the harvest, some carrots, onions, just to dry them and keep them in store. So we are going to close the thing. Yep. I'm gonna use my both hands for this thing. So the next time you see this thing, it will have dried hardtacks and vegetables. So I had to smell this calculation, and I had to put it with this dehydrator because I didn't know yet what the wattage was. I didn't calculate it good. So it was 4 hours on 60 degrees. 70 degrees Celsius. So as you can see, these are the dried hardtacks. Now we're going to seal them. Now we're going to vacuum seal it. This is a plastic bag. I cut open on the right side that I want. I'm gonna close it. Then we're gonna seal it only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. And now we're gonna put the hardtack in this bag. So hardtacks are in the bag. I'm gonna close this off. Then vacuum and seal. That's it. Open up. And now we have sealed hardtacks that will last for 100 years. If you store this in a freezer or in a cool, dry, dark area, and when all the oxygen is out and it's very dry, so there is normally no moisture. So be very carefully about handling the hardtacks before you vacuum seal it. Don't get it contaminated or moist before you package it. So this is how you make hardtacks. I hope it will help with your preparedness plans. Just a simple idea, and you can save a lot of money by just making this simple type of hard bread. So bye, see you next time. Leave a comment.